Jim Rohn famously said that we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. I was listening to a podcast this weekend, episode 309 of The One Thing. Jay and Wendy Papasan are talking about the relationships that you have. Are they building or undermining your wealth? How are your relationships affecting the way you spend your money, the way you use your money, your relationship to the money, right? And Wendy asks in the podcast, when you are taking a job, are you looking at the amount of money that you're going to make as the primary reason to choose the job? Or are you looking at the relationships that you could form in taking the job? And she got me thinking all the way back to my first, probably real job, like my first leadership and management job. As many of you know, I was the shift leader at a Chuck E. Cheese, at 19 years old. I was also the shift leader at a sports authority inside of my department at night. So I was working open to 4-ish, running a Chuck E. Cheese, and then 4-ish to close, working at a sports authority. I actually considered it my break. And sports authority started to have a little bit of a restructuring, and they offered me a larger management role, which was going to be significantly more salary than I was making with the rat. And so, I quit. I went up to Chuck E. Cheese and said, I'm sorry, I've got to give my 2 weeks. I've got to take this. And my general manager came back a few days later and said, hey, look, Jeff, I can't offer you what they're offering you. That's more than I can spend. And I will give you a raise, and I will promise you that I will give you time every week to build you your management abilities, your leadership abilities, and teach you how to run a restaurant. So that way, when the time comes, you'll have your own restaurant and be the general manager and not just the department manager of either company. And I looked at both of those scenarios and said, well, what am I looking for? Where do I want to go in life? And I made a different decision. I went to sports authority and gave my notice and came back and poured in to this new mentor that I had. And it was the best decision that I had ever made in regards to becoming a better leader, a better manager, a better operator in my career. He taught me so many things, invaluable things, that I still use to this day and reference back to that first job. How about you? Are your relationships undermining or building your wealth? When you choose a job, why are you choosing it? What keeps you going each day? Who are you surrounding yourself with in order to be better?